Okay, so as you guys know, I have posted a few videos, a lot of videos about what I've been going through. Okay, so I guess I'm going to try to not speculate. I try not to, but it just keeps coming up. Um, those of you who are wondering, I mean, whether you guys, this is for the system especially, whether you guys have my youngest son or not, or my other children, um, it doesn't matter one way or another. Nothing changes about who your mother or father is or anything like that. So, I mean, my point is the world knows that that's my son. The world knows those are my children. The world have seen me carry those babies because you guys are very nosy. So, excuse me. Um, as I told y'all before, my oldest two children are and do have Asian ethnicity. I already told you guys I don't know my ethnicity. All right, I don't know who my parents are. I don't have parents on my birth certificate. I don't know if I was adopted. I have been trying to figure these things out for the last 7 years that my children have been in the system because of things that have happened to me. Um, if you guys are wondering why after 31 years, why now? I did not have access to my birth certificate um, and my identity until I was like a teenager. So I never got a chance to, like, I never even knew my middle name until I was like 16, 17 years old after I had my first child, after I had my oldest daughter. So a lot of you guys be like, oh, you crazy, or you, what's wrong with her, or she's going through an identity crisis. That's not true. My grandmother was she was very protective over my identity, not saying that she knows anything because I don't know, or she knows anything that I don't know, but she was very protective over, she held those things. I didn't have access to them until I was old enough to like get my own driver's license, and unless I really needed it, my grandmother wasn't giving it to me because that's how she was. That's how she raised us. For her being an older woman. So if you guys are wondering, like, oh, she's going through some shit at 31, she might be going through early midlife crisis. That's not true. Like I said, I didn't know my own middle name until 16, 17 years old. And if you guys know or not, all of this like really started, with me being picked on and attacked when I was like 24. So if you guys do the math, from the ages of like 17 to 24, I only had my birth certificate that long. So, it was weird to me for me to use my middle name, which my middle name is Lakeisha. And I still feel weird saying that because we learn our names as children, not, young adults or, teenagers. So it was, I was getting used to stuff like that. Like, oh my God, my middle name's Lakeisha. Like, oh my God. So I didn't think nothing of, I know my mother passed, who I know my mother to be passed when I was, first born. So I've been processing that, trying to process that my whole life. So, you guys might say, why now? Are you worried about your identity, your race, if you're mixed, different stuff like that. And those are some of the reasons. Because my mother passed when I first was born. I never got to meet her. And my father, like a lot of us can relate to, my father wasn't involved, even though I, kind of grew up around him. I seen him, once in a blue moon. But me and my family was very tight, so I never really had, those type of questions until, a lot of things, until I got older and a lot of things didn't make sense. So I started wanting to, know more about my mother, stuff like that. And then I realized her name wasn't on there, and nobody signed for me at the hospital. So of course, anyone be like, damn, well, were you found on a motherfucking church step? Okay, that type of energy. So you guys, those of you who think I'm crazy or whatever the case may be, I'm not. It's not nothing that I'm actually hiding. I don't know, how people feel, or the state, the government. I don't believe I have anything to hide. So people may have things to hide from me, but I think that's unfair to me. Um, so I really stayed kind of to myself because of this, especially with my children being in the system and me being, almost murdered. Um, it makes you speculate a little more like, well, what the fuck is going on? So, uh, so as I was saying, with my other children, with all my children, my oldest two children are mixed because of their father. I again don't know who my parents are legally. All right. Um, my youngest baby, a lot of people are like, well, he looks like the oldest baby, your oldest two children. And I was not with my oldest two children's father in over. My son is what, 12, so over 12 years. Me and my oldest children's father have not been together, intimate or anything of that sort. So, he looks like them, and it could just be features. You don't have to be mixed to have cheeky eyes or anything like that. But I'm just going off of speculations of what people, have said about, possibly me being mixed or my son being mixed and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I didn't do an ethnicity test on him. I tried to do it on me years ago, which I have, many things in my blood. I'm, Caucasian. I have Cabo, which is African. I'm an African tribe. Um, I believe in a few other things, but I don't know. I don't know why my last son looks how he looks. All right, no one's going to, if somebody found out, a lot of people are shallow for features and stuff like that, and I don't know why he looks mixed. A lot of people are waiting to see, if this baby will come out looking like he's mixed or whatnot. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know how he's gonna come out looking. Okay, all right. So, yeah. So that's why I made this video. It's nerve-wracking to me because I'm not present with my children at this time for whatever reason. Many reasons. Uh, so, which are not my fault, I can guarantee you. So, those are some speculations, and those are my answers for those speculations because I have the same ones too. Um, or questions, whatever you guys want to call them, speculations or assumptions or questions, whatever. All right, so those of you who think I'm crazy or going through like crisis or identity crisis, I don't know for a fact who my mother and father are. Um, I never met my mother a day in my life, and that's my story. I wish it was different. Like I wish it was a little bit more simpler. Like if my mother was here and she could just be like, your father wasn't shit. He was just a rolling stone. Like, but my life was not, as simple as I wish it could be, or as some of you guys' lives are. Some of you guys, I'm not asking. I don't talk to my dad. That's why I'm big on family and stuff, because I never had a mother As I told you before, I had mother figures and guardians and people that raised me to be a woman and stuff like that. But my mother, my birth mother, I. Never had there. So, well, who I know to be my birth mother. Um, yeah, so it's kind of like constantly being in a world of confusion for 31 years and not really knowing who you are, but creating yourself to be who you desire to be, which is, constantly recreating yourself, creating who you want to be, taking the things that you like and molding yourself into, you know, that person that you can validate yourself to be. Okay, so I'm not crazy. A lot of you guys may still believe that I am after this video, but that's neither here nor there. Um, not crazy. I do have family who I consider my family, but I've pretty much been on my own since very young. So you guys wouldn't, be able to tell or not if me and my family were close or do I have support from them or whatever the case may be. You just would think that we're just kind of distant, but I've been on my own since I was a teenager. I don't know if it's because that's not my real family. I don't know if it's because they're not blood family. I don't know. So I can say that my decisions and the stuff that I do and the decisions that I make are not because I know, like, oh, I was adopted by you. Like, bitch, fuck you. Like, you're not family to me. Like, I can't go off that. And a lot of you guys who do know a little bit more much about me than I know, like about my birth or where I come from, would just look at it like just look at it that I'll always be the innocent one in the situation, but it's not simple like that. Because people are wanting answers from me that I can't give them. People are wondering why I'm acting a certain way, and the answer is the answer I can't give them. So it's falling on me. Not that it should fall on you guys, but it's unfair to fall on me when I was an innocent child. I don't really know. I wasn't there when I was created. I wasn't there when my mother passed. I wasn't there. Um, so I mean, I don't know. I'm just those of you. I'm just in the world. I've always marched to the beat of my own drum. I've always had different hobbies. I've always did things to self-express. It's difficult being in the world when you can't look somebody else in the face and be like, wow, I get this from you, and oh my God, I got my eyes from you, and oh my God, oh, you used to like to do that. Like, I watch my children. It's unfair for me not to be able to hear my children say that every day, because I didn't get a chance to do that with my parents. Like, my nose is just like yours, or oh, I smile like you. I didn't have the chance to do that. So when I do hear my children say that when I get the chance, it's heartwarming to me. Even though people feel like, oh, you should be over that already. Your mom passed. Okay, you have to move on with your life. It's not simple like that. Imagine just waking up one day and somebody that's taking care of you, it's like, oh, your mom died. You're like, what? I thought you were my mom. No, I'm not your mom. Your mom passed and you never met the person. Like, it's something that I would never be able to process or, forget about. So a lot of you guys wonder why I'm so secluded or why I'm always in my thoughts and stuff like that. I've been like that since I was a child. This is why my family always kept me occupied. After school program, Girl Scouts, drill teams, and a lot of that has brought, hatred or envy. But a lot of those things were given to me for, like, my own sanity. Like, you guys don't get it. I wish I could explain a little bit more, but I just, I'm not really here to be understood because I'm still trying to understand my life myself at 31, and also being a mother who already has children. Like, this isn't my first baby, so it's not like, oh my God, what am I going to tell my son? I have teenagers. My daughter will soon be graduating high school. My daughter, my son, and then my other daughter, like back to back, within the next 4 years, back to back. Okay, so I mean, you guys can only imagine what I could be going through, still trying to recreate myself and watch them grow up to like things that I like and not sell them a false me. So I'm not going to go in too deep, but those are some of the things that was on my mind, and I just wanted to say that. Again, I'm not crazy, just a little bit misunderstood, and that's my message. So, yeah, I did catch on my page. If you guys know my TikTok is my name. I don't have like all of them weird, crazy names. You can't find me on social media. But I did catch like the post office worker where he was like, "Hi, hi." I did tell you guys to, if you see me and you're just intrigued, or you just like me, you happen to see me online or whatever, you can say hi. But the way that he did it, the things that were going on at the time was very unprofessional. So I just kind of looked at it as mockery, even though he changed his tone while I was recording him. But prior to that, he didn't want to honor, helping me protect my identity by holding my mail like they, were supposed to legally. So if you guys are not, mocking me and being mean and stuff like that, I don't mind you guys saying hello. I don't mind you guys saying hi. I've seen your videos, or I like you, or can I get to know you more, or I think you're cool, whatever. I'm a regular person. Like, I'm not a star. I don't want you guys to think that I'll look at you guys as fans or anything like that. So, this is just me, little old me. Like, since I was a child, actually, processing the things that I have been carrying throughout my life, which may have affected relationships, romantic relationships, in any of that sort. So this is me actually speaking out, little me inside of big me, speaking now. And that's pretty much the whole reason why I made my tarot page. Little old me actually wanting to be heard finally, okay? After trying to process it in her mind for so long. All right. So that's my message. I hope this does help some of you guys who have experienced something similar to this, or the exact same thing, or even if it helps in another way that I haven't thought of. All right. This is your girl, Guided Queen. Peace and love.